In this video, I am going to talk about a very important aspect that you should keep in mind when you are starting to learn a language. Can you tell me what is the very first thing you do when you start learning a language? A lot of people will tell that I will start learning the script. Yes, you are correct. But when you are starting to learn the script, something comes together with it immediately. You know what it is? You know. It is the pronunciation. And this is the pronunciation aspect where a lot of people will do mistakes which will affect their speaking ability or how they sound later on the language journey. And this is where I am going to make you aware that this mistake you should avoid. It may sound a bit controversial, but trust me, if you follow this advice, you will thank me later. The thing is that when you are learning pronunciation, you should be very careful from whom you are learning the pronunciation. The thing is that you haven't started speaking the language yet. You do not know how you will sound. If I say in Spanish, tengo uno dinero, estoy viviendo en mi casa, you can say that I have a certain pronunciation pattern. I have a certain style of saying the language. If I say, c'est fois, je pense, je n'ai pas tons, pour faire ces choses-là, like this, you can say that I have a certain different pattern. But the thing what I want to say is that you have to be very careful from whom you are learning the pronunciation pattern. If you are a guy, you want to sound masculine, right? If you are a girl, you want to sound feminine. So you will go into the internet and look into a lot of voices and a lot of people who are speaking the language you want to speak. And you should pick out the person with whom your voice kind of matches or you feel most comfortable to align your speaking abilities. Or I can just say that you want to sound like a certain person. You should go in the internet and see like whom you want to sound. But if you are a guy, you definitely do not want to sound like a girl, right? If you are a girl, you will definitely not want to sound like a guy. So the thing you should follow is that if you are a guy, follow the most masculine voiced teacher you can follow. Because unnaturally, whenever you are learning the language, you tend to absorb the vocal patterns or speaking ability of your teacher. If you listen to a female teacher as a guy, you will consciously pick the patterns of her speaking. I mean, she will speak in a high-pitched voice, and what will happen? It will affect your speaking ability. You will unconsciously speak in that high-pitched voice. But as a guy, you should speak in a more grounded voice. So you should follow some guys. If you are a girl, follow a good female teacher. There are a lot of female teachers out there. There are a lot of male teachers out there. So at least in the pronunciation phase, you should follow your teacher diligently. And do not do things like this that you follow the alphabet pronunciations from one teacher. You jump into the diphthongs, the liaisons. For a different teacher, you mix up pronunciations from different teachers. That is not advisable. That is not good. That will kind of complicate your pronunciation capabilities. And after you have learned the pronunciation in a solid manner, in a rigid pattern, and now you can read anything, any text properly, and you can say whatever you like with a consistent voice, consistent pronunciation. Then go ahead and learn grammar rules from anyone. Learning grammar from your teacher will not be affecting your speaking patterns. But learning pronunciation patterns from a female voice as a guy is definitely going to affect you. And learning male voice patterns from a male teacher as a girl, it is definitely going to affect you. You want to sound like a girl. If you are a girl, if you are a guy, you should aim to sound like a man. So learn a language from a masculine voice if you want to sound like a man. Because sounding like a man will add to your charisma. Not just your linguistic abilities, but also it is more important that you sound like a man. That's all.